Ladies and gentlemen, the graduation ceremony will begin in 5 minutes.
Welcome to Boise State University and the Morrison Center, Idaho's premier. Welcome to Boise State University and the Morrison Center, Idaho's premier performing arts center. Before our program begins, please take a moment to silence your phone, watch, or any other electronic device. Please be advised that Boise State University is a smoke-free environment. For your safety and convenience, theater exits are located on the left and right sides of the auditorium. In the event of an emergency, please identify and use the exit closest to your location. Thank you for your cooperation and enjoy the show.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Michael Dakduke, and I have the distinct privilege of serving as president for Northwest Lineman College's Idaho campus. On behalf of the college, it's an honor to welcome you to this evening's graduation ceremony. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge some special guests in the audience today. Mr. Mike Pepin, the president of all 5 campuses of Northwest Lineman College, Oroville, California, Denton, Texas, Edgewater, Florida, and York, South Carolina. And of course, the flagship campus here in Idaho, which we have Mr. Aaron Howell and his wife, Mrs. Sue Howell, in the audience today. Mr. Aaron Howell is one of the co-founders of Northwest Lineman College. Some 30 years ago, he started Northwest Lineman College right here in Idaho with the wonderful support of his wife, Sue. Please, a round of applause for the Howell family. In addition to Mr. Mike Pepin, Mr. Aaron Howell, Mrs. Sue Howell, we have Mr. Mark Groves in the audience, International Lineman Hall of Fame, inventor of the Ox Block, and a senior executive here at Northwest Lineman College. This is an important milestone for our students and a proud moment for families and friends that have supported them along the way. Now allow me to introduce our Master of Ceremonies for this evening, one of our instructors directly responsible for the knowledge, skills, and behavior that has been instilled in these graduates during the past 15 weeks. Mr. Jed Martin is a journeyman lineman, a master training specialist. He leads our Student Safety Council on campus and is currently participating in an exclusive program known as Quanta Elite Foreman, which recognizes and develops highly talented leaders in Quanta's craft workforce. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming this evening's Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Jed Martin.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. You know, I was talking about speeches this morning at the rodeo. I ran into a good friend of mine. We kind of grew up in the same stomping grounds down in southern Idaho. He's got a big speech coming up on Tuesday, and he said, you know, if you can't have much fun with these things, then what's the use of having them, you know? This is my first time being an MC, so I figure for sure it's my first time. We're going to try the waters. It might be my last. You never know. So if I could I get some house lights in here? House lights. House lights. Can we turn on all the house lights? I swear I had this planned earlier. Everything's going to work out just fine. I've seen a few comedians do this, so I figure I'm just going to jump on the bandwagon, you know? That's right. Yeah. There she goes. She go record. There you go. Feel free to clap, wave, hoot, and holler, whatever you got. I like it, huh? You guys are awesome. I appreciate you. Good evening again. My name is Jed Martin. I have the privilege of serving as an instructor here at Northwest Lineman College, along with this great group of Maroons right here. Yeah, send it. It's also my honor to serve as Master of Ceremonies this evening. Pause for clapping. Probably shouldn't have read that part, my bad. Tonight we gather to recognize and celebrate the hard work, dedication, and achievements of the remarkable individuals who make up the 2025 Term 3 Electrical Line Worker Program. This evening isn't just about our graduates, it's also a celebration of the families, friends, and supporters who have stood beside them every step of the way. Students, I invite you to stand and join me in giving a round of applause to those who have helped you reach this incredible moment. Please. This term's graduating class is truly exceptional. They have demonstrated grit, perseverance, and unity in the face of challenge. From crisp early mornings to unusually warm January days, they have pushed through it all, proving they're more than ready for the demands of their future careers. Representing 16 different states from across the nation, this class brings together a diverse range of experiences and backgrounds. Among them are military veterans, devoted fathers, expecting fathers, multiple sets of brothers, and many who are continuing a proud family legacy of multi-generational linemen. Together, they have completed the most rigorous programs we offer, with strength, mutual support, and a shared commitment to excellence. Over the past 15 weeks, these students have contributed more than 300 hours of community service. This term's volunteer projects began in the first week and included assisting with the Meridian Nightlights Christmas Parade, cutting firewood for local families in need, and supporting setup for a local triathlon. Their service extends far beyond the classroom. It reflects who they are as people. This group has also set a remarkable standard for consistency and professionalism. 56 students achieved perfect attendance this term. That level of dedication speaks volumes about their determination, their respect for the craft, and their commitment to showing up every single day, no matter the weather, no matter the challenge. As staff, we are constantly inspired by the transformation we witness in our students, from that very first day of orientation to this moment of celebration. Whether a student is 18 or 50, the growth we've seen in each of them over these 15 weeks is nothing short of remarkable. They'll tell you this journey hasn't been easy, and they'd be right, but it's in those challenges, struggles they've overcome, that they've discovered strength and earned this achievement. Our students create and participate in team chants during their time. It's also a favorite of the family and friends here to hear the students perform for the crowd. So students, will you do the honor of presenting your team chant? We'll start with Team Edison. You're up, Team Tesla. Now, if you got anything left in your voices, please join me in welcoming class officers to the stage to say a few words. We'll start with Tesla's class president, Mr. Kelt Studer.
Wow, what a sight to see. Good evening. Okay, yep, just like Mr. Martin. Before I begin to speak on how Northwest Lineman College has affected me, I want to start with gratitude, because I would never be able to sit in this position by myself. Dad, thank you for giving me the opportunity to follow in your footsteps and become a man I can be proud of. You're someone who I've looked up to my whole life, and I hope that one day I can impact as many people as you have. Mom and Emily, thank you for the constant love, the support, and the patience. It is a privilege to be your son. Stella, thank you for showing me what it takes to be a real fighter. And to the rest of my family, thank you for the encouragement, the laughs, and always keeping me grounded. I'd like to thank our NLC president, Mike Pepin, the campus president, Mr. Dakduk, Mr. Innovation himself, Mark Groves, the operations team, the maintenance team, and the janitorial staff. And finally, to the Maroons, thank you for making a real difference in not only my life, but my fellow classmates as well. Tesla, we did it. We really did it. I cannot tell you how honored I am to be your class president. The past 3 months have been nothing less than awesome. When I first ran for class president back in January, I was asked to give a speech to my fellow classmates during morning brief. In this speech, I stated, leadership is not about being in charge. Leadership is about taking care of those in your charge. As a leader, I believe that it is vital to be approachable, dependable, and willing to support others. Standing here today, thinking back, all I wanted was to make sure everyone succeeded and walked across the same stage together. Tesla, I truly hope I was able to be that guy for you all. As a student, I've learned much more than the craft itself. During my time here at NLC, I've learned some lessons that have changed the way I think, the way I work, and the way I hold winning. Let's start with lesson number 1, the way I think. For my entire life, I have always had a little voice in the back of my head that just seems to chatter at me all the time. It tells me things like, you can't do that, you're not good enough, or even things like, should I just punch this guy standing right next to me? This voice is just nonstop. In these last 4 months, I could start to hear how this voice was preventing me from thinking differently. I was able to stop listening to my self-appointed coach and started thinking about getting the job done in new ways, ways that I had never seen before. Over these last 4 months, the voice in my head has finally quieted down. That brings me right into lesson number 2, the way I work. The way I have approached work for as long as I can remember is that I am presented a problem and I look for a solution. Once I have the solution, in my eyes, it is the only solution. It will be the only solution to the problem, and not a soul can tell me otherwise. I was perfectly comfortable solving problems this way until I came to school and my whole world was turned upside down. Dealing with 5 different instructors who came at the same problem 5 different ways to do the very same outcome blew circuits in my head. I usually thought, didn't we just solve this problem? Why are we doing it this way? So here's the lesson I learned. Do what works for you, hammer down, find your niche, and do it your way. But always remember, there are many more ways to skin the cat. That was big for me because I've always skinned the cat one way. And to my final lesson, lesson number 3, the way I hold winning. I found myself in a predicament. I care about me winning, but at the same time, I want my crew to win. I care about my crew winning, but at the same time, I want my field group to win. Now it's getting a little trickier. I want my field group to win, but I also want Tesla to win. Now, I want Tesla to win, but I also want NLC to win. So what is winning? Is it you, your crew, your field group, Tesla, or is it NLC? Here's where I landed. It's all of it. I need to be my best. My crew needs to be its best. The field group, its best. Tesla has to be the best. And maybe most importantly, NLC, the best of all. The best of all. That really changed my perspective on what winning really is, because at the end of the day, we're all on the same team. To close, I'd like to share with you all what our great instructors would tell us every Thursday when school is out. They would carry us to the following Monday when we returned to campus. Whether it was Mr. Martin, Mr. Bart, Mr. Josen, Mr. Fluke, Mr. Edmondson, or Mr. Mallard, they would all say some version of the same message. Remember who you are and what you stand for. Since we're not coming back on Monday, let's take this into the rest of our lives. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Absolutely, good job. Now, if we could welcome to the stage Edison Class President, Mr. Joe Knipp.
All right, how we doing, guys? Sorry, my voice might be a little shot. I've done that chant too many times. But my name's Joseph Knipp, and I've had the absolute pleasure of being the Edison class president for this term, and it has been the best experience of my life. At the beginning of the term, all the instructors told us, don't blink, because 15 weeks is going to pass. And before we knew it, this day would come and graduation would be here, looking at the next chapter of our lives. I blinked, for sure. I can vividly remember on the first day of school that somebody asked me if I was going to run for president, and I told them definitely not, because my plan was to go under the radar, just make my way through school doing my best. And then in the next couple weeks, as I started to meet more guys, make more friends, they talked me into it, and I really could not be more thankful. Being class president has allowed me the opportunity to meet and work with so many of these fine gentlemen right here that I've learned so much from, and it has really helped me in anything that I needed. We got a lot of work done throughout this term, and I wish that I could take credit for it, but I can't. Everything that we have accomplished this term, I have to give to the guys in this class and to the instructors here next to me. I would especially like to thank Mr. Martin and Mr. Edmondson, who have really helped me so much to be the man I am today. Every safety council with Mr. Martin showed me how to be a leader, how to be organized, and how to motivate a crew to get the work done. And Mr. Edmondson, who was always willing to stick around after class and answer any questions we had, hear our stories from the weekend, and share a few jokes that were mostly appropriate. But as for my Edison classmates, I really couldn't have made it through this term without you guys. From those of you repeatedly showing up to Safety Council, putting in the work to keep this campus looking great, I really thank you guys. And the guys that I've been able to work with in the field, you have taught me so many lessons, and it's been a lot of fun. Well, sometimes too much fun, but definitely a lot of fun. Now, in my speech to you guys at the start of this term, I use the phrase, competition breeds success. Talk about how every day is an opportunity to compete with yourself and be the best man that you can be. Sitting here now, boys, I mean, it's proof that you competed and you won. You all pushed yourselves in ways that you didn't think you could. Whether it was physical or mentally, you fought through it, and you're a better man because of it. Let's see. Now, moving forward, I hope you all take that mindset in the next chapter of life and use the skills we have learned both at school and in our personal lives to be successful. Embrace the hardships that are coming and hold your head up as you face them. I'm truly proud to call each one of you my brother, and I could not ask for a better group of guys than the ones sitting here in this room. Thank you.
Good job, fellas. Now, we are honored to welcome today's keynote speakers, Mr. Carl Studer from the balcony, all right, and Mr. Lauren Chandler. Two distinguished leaders with Quanta Services whose careers began in the field and grew into roles shaping the future of energy infrastructure across the nation. Carl serves as Executive Vice President of Electric Power, overseeing Quanta's electrical operations across the U.S., Canada, and Australia. His leadership has driven strategic growth in engineering and construction, supported thousands of field operators, and strengthened safety work practices across the country. A graduate of Northwest Lineman College himself, Carl remains rooted in Idaho, where he and his family continue to farm and ranch. Lauren is the Regional President of Quanta West Operations, guiding the strategic development and execution of services across the western U.S. and Canada. With a career that began as a lineman and progressed through leadership roles, including President of Summit Line Construction and Chief Operating Officer of Quanta West, Lauren now coordinates the efforts of more than 15,000 employees. He is also a Northwest Lineman College graduate and a devoted family man who enjoys hunting, fishing, and time on the water. Together, Carl and Lauren bring decades of experience, deep industry insight, and a shared commitment to the future of the power delivery profession. Please give me a hand in welcoming Mr. Carl Studer and Lauren Chandler.
Well, Carl, I'm pretty sure we're not going to be as polished as the previous speakers.
No, we're not.
That
great job, both of you guys. Great job.
And Carl, another thing, I would be willing to bet that we will probably be working for them one day.
Yeah, highly sure of that.
It tends to happen.
Hey, I think all of you should know from Lauren and I, like, this is a pretty special moment for us. We're roots of the same cloth that you've gone through right now, you're going through right now. We've sat actually in the seat that you're sitting in. And I would promise you there was a time that I was graduating, I know Lauren was too, it was Friday, maybe it was Saturday then, and it was, we were loading up on Monday because we were broke. And we needed to go make some money. I want to open just for a minute to tell a little bit of a story about me, but first I want to actually get to why would Lauren and I be doing this together, and what does that mean, and why do we feel this way? Lauren and I have had the privilege to work with each other for over 20 years. And I will tell you, there's actually a stat out there that if you look at it, you'll find that if you surround yourself with successful, driven people, you will be over 10 times more successful than you were if you set yourself by the opposite of that effect. Lauren, to me, without a doubt, I am the result of being around someone that's incredibly driven, passionate about what he's out to do, what his mission is, what he's here to talk about, and what that means. And if all of you right here had one thing to take away, it's who you sit by that matters, and it makes you who you are. And I'm a byproduct of it, so thank you, Lauren. Look, my story, and then we'll hand it to Lauren for his. Like, I go back to when it started for me, what I was trying to find in life, where I was young, And I'd heard about this place called NLC, actually through some friends. I was going to college at the time, and I realized that those college, that wasn't for me. I just wasn't going to sit in that kind of environment. I needed to learn with my hands. I wanted to be outside. I wanted to see what I was building. I wanted to know what I was producing that day. And so I had some friends tell me about NLC, and I didn't have enough money to pay for it. I went to my parents couldn't help me through it, and so I actually went to my grandpa, and he put his house up for a hawk so that I could pay the $13,000 at the time to pay for line school. And it meant a lot. I'm here. I've been in the shoes. I've felt like these struggles. But I do know this, if you stay persistent and resilient in where you're going, nothing can stop you, nothing. And so I got the opportunity to go to NLC. I got the opportunity to, my first job was in Minnesota. I lived off of the Hardee's dollar menu. I had peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in the line bed. Now, I kind of wonder, because I think that jelly was going bad, right? Like it just doesn't sit there that long and keep you healthy. But I had the chance to go through it. I finished. I knew that I wanted to top out. I didn't know exactly where I was going, but I knew I was going to get there, and nothing was going to stop me. And lo and behold, here over the last 20-some years, I've had this amazing opportunity to just continue to build and be a part of great things. And the foundation of that was the 15 weeks you just went through. Don't forget it. You might not think, to me, this is the start of your guys' ability to go out there and make a difference in the world. And don't ever let that grit go. And you'll end up standing somewhere in front of someone saying, look, let me tell you a story and let me help you through what's possible and what can be done. And don't forget that. Now, as I went through my whole career, you know what? I would tell you there's one thing that it was the hardest thing about being craft is saying goodbye to your family in the morning. And you're gone for a week or two, and it's hard. It's hard. And I will tell you, I've watched this man, thank you Tiffany and family, say goodbye to his family and go long durations, doing things out there that are amazing and changing. And so I thank Kelt for loving me every time I came back home. And I missed a lot of things, but you know what? I did not lose the opportunity to be a father, a friend, and again, I'm a product of everyone I've been around. That's my story, Lauren.
Yeah, no, it's great. I can't. A lot of the same background, and so I grew up 40 miles from here in Mountain Home, Idaho, and my dad was in the military and graduate of Mountain Home High School, and I got out of high school, and I know there's a lot of young kids out here that just don't know what to do, and I was in the same shoes. And so I found this little school called Northwest Lineman College back then, and it was 29 years ago that I graduated from Northwest Lineman College, and it was totally different than what it is today. But I remember vividly. So very humble beginnings, just like Carl, and my dad would drive. We couldn't afford a hotel or an apartment up here, so my dad would drive me back and forth every day in a Geo Metro. They got 50 miles to the gallon, and he worked up in Boise, and so we traveled back and forth every day. And when I think about my career and what I've done, I'm a byproduct of this guy. I'm a byproduct of all of the people that I've surrounded myself with. And so as we think about what we're good at, and I think that the thing that has progressed me through my career is I've really recognized that I don't have to know everything. I don't have to be the master of all trades. I just have to surround myself with the best people. And so I've made a living of surrounding myself with the best people. And so I went to work for this guy back in 2009, and the first employee that he hired for Summit Line Construction. And it just kept going and going from there. I have no way to describe it, but it's been a wild ride. It's been a wild ride. And, you know, backing up just a little bit, when I graduated Northwest Lineman College, I had no idea what this was going to turn into. No idea. And I know a lot of you are all the same. Don't have any idea where this is going to go. But the one thing that I did know is the one thing that I could control every day of my career was my attitude. And if I showed up with a good attitude day in and day out, I'd make a difference. And I will say it is very easy sometimes. The struggle is real. Spent several Christmases away from my family. And when I'd go back home, had young kids at the house, they didn't recognize me. And so it is not easy doing what we're doing. But I'll tell you, the importance to the country of what you all are doing and embarking on is significant. The build that's coming out and the demand that's coming out over the next 10 years or better, the country needs you. The country needs you all. And so my son, he's worked in our shop ever since he was 13 years old. He's sitting here as well. When he graduated high school, the easy button for him would have been just shove him out there in the field. Just shove him out there in the field, let him go to start work. But I wasn't willing to do that. I wanted him to go through this experience to arm him with the tools to go out there and be better prepared. So I sat down with the trainers here a couple weeks ago. We had the combine, and I remember the time that this man right here, Aaron Howell, spent with me when I went to line school, and I remember those conversations, and I remember how it impacted me in my career. And so I wanted my boy to feel the same thing that I felt going through this school. And so, you instructors, my hat's off to each and every one of you all. Great job for what you do. Thank you for arming these kids to go out and be successful and get a good career going. Can't thank you all enough. I think we need a round of applause for these instructors.
Lauren, let's talk about showing up. Showing up means more than you think. You get one chance at a first impression. One chance. And you'll never get it back. So, curious on, Lauren, you're here. I'm going to give you a little heads up so you can think about it. You know, big time of what showing up meant for you, but what it meant for me is I was going to dress the best I possibly could every single day. I wore a white shirt every day at line school, and I wore a white shirt every single day in the field before OSHA got a hold of us and made us wear all these high-vis colors. That just dates me a little bit. But I knew one thing. I had the first impression I was going to be there early. Nobody was going to outdo me that day. I was going to look top-notch. Nothing was going to be anything but clean, and I was going to be the best, even if I didn't know what I was doing. That was never that's not what was in my head. I wanted to show up. I wanted that crew to need me. And I would tell you, if any of you are worried about your next step, it's showing up next week. How are you going to show up? What's that mean to you? You got 20, 30, 40 years of showing up, and I wake up every single morning with as much ambition to show up. Matter of fact, I just wish I didn't even have to go to sleep. I want to show up so much the next day. So I would tell you that's important, but Lauren, give us an example of this.
Yeah, I think, you're right, absolutely right. being the first one there. If you're not 10 minutes early every day, you're late. Period. You're late. And as I think through my career as well, is how do you show up for your peers? How do you show up for your family? And it is a very difficult environment that you all are going to be in. You are going to work in some of the god-awfulest place out there. I spent a winter in Rawlins, Wyoming, and if anybody wants to spend a winter in Rawlins, Wyoming in an RV park, man, it gets cold. And we've lived in some god-awful places, but you know what? Every day you have to show up, and you have to be there for your team. And so, when I think of showing up too, I think of leadership as well. And I don't know that we think of this enough. And so when I think of showing up, I'm looking at my crew, okay? And if you're showing up and you're always pointing the finger at somebody else for all of the problems that ever happened in the crew, then you're not showing up the right way. And so the one thing that I've told my son for a long time, I don't care if you end up being a journeyman lineman. I don't care what direction that you go. But the thing that I want you to do, I want you to show up and I want you to be a leader. And as I think about showing up and how much of us can influence other people and take accountability even when you don't have to. And so I like to live by one phrase here, and Carl and I do this a lot. Whenever there's an incident or accident happens in our organization, guess who we're looking at first? We're looking at ourselves. We're looking ourselves in the mirror. And so if you could live by this phrase, I think it would go a long ways. When everything is going good, you need to look through the window at the team that is doing the work. When things are going bad, you need to look in the mirror. And so 9 times out of 10, the things that happen, they happen for a reason, and we all can control it. So if you're always giving the credit away and not taking the credit for anything, that's what's going to set you apart, and that's what's going to take you a long ways in the organization. I've seen ego and arrogance ruin more talent in this organization than anything. It does. Do not ever allow yourself to get arrogant. Do not allow yourself to get a big ego, because the minute that you do, it's gonna be busted at some point. So always keep yourself in check. Always look yourself in the mirror and be the person to make the change.
I think that stems into accountability, and that rests on your shoulders alone. Your accountability to your crew, your accountability to your family, and your accountability to yourself. And there's nothing harder in the world than self-reflection. And if you can't sit and actually give yourself that, you're gonna have a long, rough road, I promise you that. We're all humans. We don't have to be perfect. We just have to move down the path of being accountable for what happens, and together with your crews, your teams, you'll be there. I want to come back to family, because I think where Lauren and I really felt like this was important to us, and we're going through a different phase in our lives. Our kids are all getting to the point where they're starting to go out in the world and do different things. And so when I stand up and I make decisions in my daily tasks, I look at it from a lens of a father, right? And so I'm taking the opportunity, maybe to speak to my family, but I'm going to speak to all of you, because I've learned this thing. Your family is not the blood relatives around you. It's who you make of your relationships that you take on a daily basis, and who you care about. And if you don't think that everyone's sitting by you in the hand fight, I walked around behind the stage with all of you. You all are going to gravitate to certain people that kind of give you that ability to be family. You will spend more time with your crews that you work with than you will your family over the rest of your career. There's undoubtedly, that's where your time and your effort will go. And so for me, when I look at what's important, I think I'm going to do this in every manner and aspect that a father would do it. I'm going to wake up and the decisions I make around safety and around what's important for those that are around me, the leadership, the accountability, I'm going to look right in the face. I'm going to say, would I ask my own family to do that? Because I wouldn't ask anyone that I work with on a daily basis to do it if I didn't believe it. And so what I would tell you is think of that. You're going to evolve through life in a way that you won't understand. Your family will change. And I want to say, no, it won't. No, your family will change. I have relationships in the room here that I consider to be family. I see them once a year, maybe twice a year. I talk to them maybe every other year. I don't know. But they're family to me, and I care about them deeply. And your network that you will build off of that family will become so powerful for you. So do not let that go. Focus on where you want to go. And remember, your family's the one that got you here today. Y'all stood up and y'all thanked your family. Well, don't forget about it. They're your biggest fans. They will love you through good or bad, and they will be there for you while you do your part.
Yeah, when you think about safety as well, just do some self-reflecting for a minute. How many times, what is one of the most dangerous things that we're going to do every day? What is it? It's driving down the road. And so when you think about self-accountability and you think about where you're going, that is probably the most dangerous thing that you're going to do day in and day out. How many in this room can say they can just sit by and they've sat by and watched somebody in their vehicle not put on a seatbelt? Something so simple to really care and keep each other safe. And so I've seen, as we've navigated through this organization, it's not the bigger things. It's not the electricity that tends to get our linemen out in the field. I've had the unfortunate, been in the unfortunate circumstances. I've had to go and knock on families' doors and tell them their husband's not coming home. And when you do that, that changes. That changes the way that you view things, and that changes the way you think. And so when you think about all of the little things that we do on a day in and day out basis, as a lineman or as anybody in the trade, it's probably not them high-risk tasks that's going to get you. It's the little things that we're doing day in and day out that we're not thinking about. That, okay, it's okay to jump in a vehicle without a seatbelt and go down the road. It's just going down the road a mile. It's okay, fine, done it 1,000 times. But a bit of advice that I could give to each and every one of you, do the little things. And when you see somebody not doing the little things, say something. And say it in a manner to connect it to family and to show that you care. Because it matters. It matters.
Now, I hope you can feel from us. If I was to tell you, we could give you one thing, it would somehow maybe erase 10 years of your life of all the bad mistakes you're going to make along the way, because heaven forbid, Lauren and I have done a better job than anybody at that. But I hope you feel and understand, like, listen to these words. We've literally sat right where you are and gone through this part where you train your brain to work through all these things and where you go with it. But I want to move a little bit to tell you why you all should be real excited for where you sit, because I don't think Lauren and I understood this when we came through NLC. Now, let's talk about the industry. Let's talk about what's going on in America right now, even the world. So for the last, call it 50 years, prior to the last couple of years, the load growth of energy needed in the United States has tailed off and been flat. Maybe a 1% up at times, but for the most part, started to die off. Actually, it was a reverse load growth. Now we live in this time with all things, with AI, data centers, onshoring, what's going on out there. We're talking about doubling the grid in the next 10 years. So I hope you know you've just saddled up for the best ride you possibly could have ever made a career decision of where you're going. And you guys all learned about this. I sure hope you did. Everyone know what a gigawatt is? Come on. Maybe the first 4 rows do.
Well, and then doubling the grid is not just the electricity either. You think of all the jobs that spin off of that, Carl. The telecom, the civil, the gas, the generation. There is so many things that's spinning off of that. So there's so much opportunity for you all to go out and grab.
So when you think of that, we are going to double the grid in 10 years. It took 100 years to get it to this point. And now all of a sudden we're going to say, we actually need this. This is a national security issue. One could phrase it that way. I'm going to phrase it that way. Why? Because it's a race with technology right now. All the things that are going on out right now is we're racing against actually like a real thing that we need as an industry, as America. We have to build this grid. We have to show up and we have to find a way to be innovative. You all are young where you are in your career path, but I will tell you the opportunity, you're going to be asked to learn faster. You're going to be asked to do more. Technology is going to press you like it never has. Because there is demand right now out there for, call it 60 to 80 gigawatts that's got to be built in the next 2 or 3 years. And it just compounds after that. We're talking thousands and thousands of additional craft skill. College won't even, universities will struggle because coming out of that as AI changes who we are and what the industry, what the world is. It's this craft skill labor that you all are at the forefront. You're leaving, you're starting Monday, and it's for you to leave your ripple in this. How are you going to show up and be a part of that? The opportunity is bigger than one can ever imagine.
If there's no funner time than to enter this than now. And you can make anything of it that you want. It's a conscious decision that you all can make. But if I had to go back in time and do some things a little bit differently, I would learn a little bit earlier in my career to be humble. Period of time, I think we all go through a little bit of arrogance, but the sooner that you can learn to keep yourself grounded, the better off you are. Surround yourself with people that are better than you. You don't have to know everything. Surround yourself with the right people. There will be a lot of temptations out in the field. It's a tough life. I've seen a lot of people go down the wrong roads. These days and age with mental health, being away from families, alcohol, drugs, that's all stuff that's very easily to fall into. I have seen that destroy many lives out in the field as well. And so if you take all of this information, and if you just really load up in here, make a commitment to go out and make a difference, you guys can. I don't know how the hell we ended up on a stage up here, Carl, from our beginnings. Like, we are not college educated people. And we rehearsed for this speech for 30 seconds. We come up here not knowing what we were even going to talk about. And I think the only thing that Carl and I know how to do is speak from the heart.
That's right.
And if you genuinely care about the people that you're with, the people that you're surrounding, your family, keep yourself grounded, you'll go as far in this market as you want to. I'm excited. I'm excited for Kelt to be our boss one of these days, and the class presidents to be our bosses one of these days. So, exciting times, super exciting times.
I want to end with one thing because he's sitting right here, and I said a few things along the way here, ripple in the water, what you leave, how you show up, what that means. Lord and I really do not know how we ended up where we are. That is the true story.
No idea.
However, what I would tell you is we've had fun every single day as we've gotten there. Don't forget that. Do not forget that. And I
still think, Carl, that the statue out in front of NLC is me and not you.
No, I think someone else got it, Lauren. Someone else got it. But I think back to what ripple are you going to start Monday morning? Hell, you can start it tomorrow. I don't care. You can start right now. Think about it. Aaron Howe, who's sitting right here, I actually decided to put something together that is so powerful in my mind that it led me to end up where I ended up. It led him to end up where he's ended up. It's influenced the industry. It's changed the way we train. You know, the one thing that I learned, because I think what we don't always understand is you have to learn how the mind works. And Aaron took everything that we've done here, or everything in the industry, I should say, became everything that we have here today, which is the curriculum and the learning that you went through that got into your minds. It's deep in there, so don't forget it. Thank you, Aaron, for everything you've done. For me, the opportunity, my family thanks you. I know Lawrence does the same. So I'll leave you with this. You know, the chant that you guys do, any of you know why you do the chant? Anybody know? No one knows. That's great. Because I'm going to give you my spin on it. Because Aaron probably had a good idea, him and the team, when they came up with it. But if you show up on that crew and you're screaming and you can feel it that day, it's going to be a good day. I wake up in my house and I go running down the hall and I wake everyone up and I piss them all off. And you want to know why? Because I'm so excited to go out the day. I don't care if it's 4 in the morning, it's 7. I do not care. I want to go out there and tackle that day. When you show up, you get one chance. That chant is your chance. So I feel it, man. When I watch, I can't get enough of it. I still got goosebumps in me listening to you guys do it. Don't lose that passion. Go get it. Thank you.
No, it's great. Just one last thing from me to my son. Damn proud of you. Damn proud of you for getting through it. Damn proud of each and every one of you. This is not easy. It's not easy. And it's going to get harder. It's going to get harder, but don't stop. This country needs people like you. And it really bothers me when I hear the narrative in the country these days that these kids don't know how to work anymore. These kids don't know how to work anymore. Can't find good kids. Well, I'll tell you what, they're sitting in this room is where they're at. They're sitting in this room. So keep doing what you're doing. We'll keep showing up and we'll keep finding you all. So keep working your asses off and let's go.
Boy, they like you, Carl, don't they? Thank you, gentlemen. What a great message. I hope you guys took something from that. Now, please help me in welcoming to the stage our Director of Education, Mr. Nick Jones.
Northwest Lineman College takes a three-phase approach to education. Our training specialists spend countless hours with students teaching the knowledge, skill, and behavior needed not only to succeed at NLC, but to have a long and successful career. This graduating class has worked tirelessly to become proficient in these three avenues. Each term, Northwest Lineman College recognizes individuals from each class who have distinguished themselves through exceptional performance in academic coursework, competencies, certifications, and overall attitude, with the exception of the Knowledge Award, based solely on overall academic points. All other awards are selected by the academic instructors based on the professionalism and the character of a student observed every day. Students may be nominated for and may receive more than one award. Because each award highlights a different area of excellence, it is not uncommon for the same individual to stand out in multiple categories. When this occurs, it reflects the student's consistent professionalism, strong work ethic, and exceptional performance across all aspects of the program. And this group of individuals has done an amazing job in these categories. I can tell you that right now. At this time, I'd like to invite training specialists Jay Matthews and Zach Stanko to please come forward to present the Knowledge Award.
The Knowledge Award is given to the one student who has earned the most points associated with academic coursework. The nominees for Team Edison are, when I call your name, please stand. Austin Arakawa. William Betancourt. Benjamin Derrick. And Renzo Dorado. The winner for Knowledge Award for Team Edison goes to Mr. Renzo Dorado. All right, the nominees for Knowledge for Team Tesla, Mr. Zachary LaFoca, Derek Lewis, David Looney, Scott Marina, and Pavel Marin. The Knowledge Award for Team Tesla goes to Scott Marina. Congratulations. At this time, I invite training specialists Mike Bartholomew and John Hans to please come forward to present the Behavior Awards.
All right, the next award is for behavior. It's given to the student who demonstrates the best overall attitude. This student consistently is positive, respectful, and a pleasure to work with. Nominees for this award are selected by the instructors based on the professionalism and character that we see every day. The nominees for Team Edison are Adam Bohatch, Jacob Foste, Daxton Howard, and Joseph Nip. And the Behavior Award for Team Edison goes to Jacob Foste. Can we get the house lights on so we can see the nominees? All right, nominees for Team Tesla: Dominic Palacios, Kelt Studer, Cody Underkoffler, and Garrett Wilson. And Behavior Award for Team Tesla goes to Dominic Palacios. Congratulations. All right, at this time, Mr. Scott and Mr. Keone Hance will come up and they will be doing the skill award.
Good evening, everyone. All right, that was a pretty good one. All right, so the skill award is given to one student who has performed the best in the field, completing competencies, certifications, and demonstrating solid natural ability. So stand when I call your name. Nominees for Team Edison are Austin Arakawa, Jacob Fausti, Truett Haka, and Joseph Nip. The skill award for Team Edison goes to Jacob Fausti. Congratulations, Mr. Fausti. Nominees for Team Tesla, stand when I call your name. Landon Luan, Jason Tippett, Cody Underkoffler, Mr. Garrett Wilson, and the skill award for Team Tesla goes to Mr. Garrett Wilson. Come on up. Congratulations, guys. I'd like to invite training specialists Alan Edmondson and Noah Mallard come forward to present the Eagle Awards.
Good afternoon. The Eagle Award is the highest honor given to the one student who has demonstrated the strongest balance between knowledge, skill, and behavior. This one student, we'd all have to agree, has no limits. When I call your name, please stand. Nominees for Team Edison are Austin Arakawa, Adam Bochak, I apologize, I probably butchered that, Jacob Fausti, and Joseph Nip. Drum roll, please. Your winner is Jacob Fausti. Team Edison, as I call your name, please stand. Tesla, sorry, I apologize. I'm a little nervous. Okay, as I call your name, please stand. Dominic Galicios. Kelt Studer. Cody Underkoffler. Garrett Wilson. Drum roll, please. And your winner for Eagle Road for Tesla is Dominic Galicios. I'd like to welcome back Mr. Jed Martin to the podium. Thank you.
Congratulations, gentlemen. That was well deserved. Proud of you guys. Congratulations to all our 2025 Term 3 award recipients. Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for the graduates to assemble and receive their certificates. You may have noticed our Oath of Excellence signed by our students graduating here this evening. The Oath of Excellence banner is a symbol of dedication and commitment to upholding the core values instilled throughout the electrical line worker program. It is a pledge to keep safety, respect, and lifelong learning at the forefront of their minds throughout their careers. These banners are proudly displayed on every NLC campus. Instructors, would you rise and please stand in front? Edison crews, please assemble to receive your certificate of completion. Tin broken. Still on his mic. Joseph Nip. Riggins Ader. Weston Albrecht. Oh, really? Matthew Alcantar. Jackson Anderson. Austin Arakawa. Marcellus Austin. Jace Bailey. Robinson Bent. Good job, Bent. William Betancourt. Weston Black. Jaden Blair. Adam Bohach. Garrett Bradeen. Samuel Brent. Seth Broberg. Caden Bustamante. Cole Cantu. Drake Carlton. Nicholas Carroll. Blaine Kazi. Drake Chandler. Jace Christopher. Tyron Clapshaw. Owen Koshel. Oh, they know you. Dawson Coughlin. Connor Cook. Shane Cook. Eric Cornejo. Easy. Noah Cuenca. Kane Cuevas. Peyton Damrow. Ooh, look at this sharp dress, man. Jesse Dancer. Ow! Jace Dawson. David De La Rosa. Benjamin Derrick. You want to keep this? Lord have mercy. Jesus. Renzo Dorado. George Dudley. Tanner Elzen. Jaron Estes. Hayden Farmer. Jacob Fosty. Oscar Flores. Nathaniel Fowler. Cody Fuentes. Caleb Garner. Kevin Garand. Kai Gibson. Lucas Gibson. Blaze Gooding. Floyd Hagan. Tyler Haynes. Good job, Haynes. Isaac Hauser. Daxton Howard. Truett Haka. Jackham. Ryan Jackham. Jacob Jensen. Tegan Jensen. Damian Johnson. Elijah Jones. Robert Jones. Wyatt Keller. Nicholas Kyron. Jacob Klein. Barrett Klingeman. Congratulations, Team Edison. Tesla Cruz, please assemble. Kelt Studer. Zachary LaFoca. Tyler LaFollette. Carson Lands. Brody Laushi. Aiden Lawless. Gavin Leidig. Aiden Lewis. Good job, Lewis. Derek Lewis. Jacob Lloyd. Dalton Laughlin. Casey Long. Garrett Long. Good job. David Looney. Jesse Lopez.
Look at this handsome.
Maxio Lopez Maharo. Landon Lujan. Good job, Lujan. Andrew Mapes. Good job. Scott Marina. Easy money. Easy money. Pavel Marin. Joshua Martinez. Good job, Martinez. Devin Marosian. Good job. How do I do this one? Blake Matson. Hudson May. Good job, Hudson. Hunter McCain. Race McKenzie. Aiden McMahon. Caden McMullen. Martine Medina. Christian Meter. Good job, Meter. Appreciate it. Evan Miller. Aiden Minnick. Good job. Braden Morio. Cade Mulinski. Kyle Murphy. Hector Navarro. Bowen Nelson. Ryan Nickel. Wade Nutman. Nicholas Ochoa. Benito Olmedo Lara. Woo! I'll catch my breath after that one. Anthony Orozco. Landon Pacetti. Dominic Palacios. Man, good job. Zachary Patterson. Woo! Chance Payne. Edwin Perez Gonzalez. Aiden Pitts. Tanner Pitts. Oh, there he is. Bo Pyle. Maxwell Ridley. Good job, Ridley. Mason Ristow. Easy money, easy money. Manuel Rubalcaba. Ooh, damn. You know her? Riley Riddell. Good job, good job. Tristan Sanderson. Logan Schaefer. Good job, Schaefer. Seth Scheller. Proud of you, good job. Lincoln Schmidt. Good job, Schmidt. Timothy Sessions. Cohen Shelby. Are you doing that on purpose? You better not be. Kyle Schibble. Good job. Kyle Simmons. Good job, Simmons. Jason Tippett. Cody Underkoppler. Alexander Valle. Seth Valier. Elijah Van Dyke. Oh yeah, they know Van Dyke. Brandon Votter. Christian Walk. Job Walk. Jaden Wang. Get back here, Wang. Bryce Wang. Job Wang. Dylan Wilkinson. Andrew Wilson. Caleb Wilson. Garrett Wilson. Zachary Woodward. Good job, Gino. Thank you. Congratulations to both Team Tesla and Team Edison. It's my pleasure to bring back our campus president, Mr. Mike Dakduke, for closing remarks.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Oh, I hear a few little ones in the audience that want to run and see Daddy, so let's get this going. I want to take a moment, going off the theme of our two keynotes, to recognize the families, friends, and supporters here today. This achievement may bear the names of these graduates, but it was built with your support. So the families, friends, and loved ones, thank you for trusting us to be a part of their journey. And now, Northwest Lineman College, by virtue of the authority vested in it by law and upon recommendation of the college faculty, does hereby confer upon the graduating class of 2025, Term 3, the successful completion of the electrical line worker program with all honors, rights, and responsibilities thereunto pertaining. Congratulations, class dismissed.